EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Coming up next.
It's the grand finale of the 2024 season on the big stage here in New Orleans. Super Bowl 59 underway. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid, but he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. He can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He can't get him down. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And he spoke very eloquently and passionately on media day about what a victory here would mean for him. He knows this just isn't any other game. This is the kind of game that stays with you for a lifetime. If there's anyone on this field tonight who's most ready for this moment, I think it's this man right here.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw, Watson. Oh, no, his first throw of the Super Bowl is intercepted. Picked up by Trenton Simpson. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now a 2nd and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. Fighting through. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. A 1st carry now for Nick Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Pressure comes and down he goes. Credit that sack to Travis Jones. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's 4th. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Watson now to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 44. He'll start with a give to Henry. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Bust through the tackle, and he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 46 yards. And the Ravens are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Oh, they'll try to run a reverse here. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Oh, what a move. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now it's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. To throw is Watson. To the right side, that's where Tillman is. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Here's Watson. Open man, that's Tillman. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Now Watson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. That is the big fella, Nnamdi Madubuike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. Over the middle, complete. That's Ford. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And they're going to have terrific field position as they finally get to him, but just shy of the midfield stripe. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Play action. Now Jackson. That is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Throwing is Jackson. And he's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Open man, that's Henry. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's second down. They work now on 2nd and 9. In motion, Aguilar. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. To throw again is Jackson. Staying on his feet. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
From the gun, here's Watson. He's got it at the 15. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play that time for Cleveland. 53 yards.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Chubb will score. Touchdown, Cleveland.
For as good as Nick Chubb is in the open field, he's every bit as good when they line him up down near the goal line. He's a speed back between the 20s, but a power back down close, and he forces his way into the end zone.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
To throw is Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 68 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. Fighting through pressure. Escaping the pressure right. And got his man complete. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late. So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. Could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. On 4th down, Watson.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Andrews. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Jackson's going to keep it.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Watson.
That pass complete to Moore.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before the break. Watson. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't, but of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter. It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. That his throw is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The Browns send out their punter now.
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. On the return is Sims. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Jackson now. That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A first down carry for Henry. He'll get this down to the 38. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Flowers going to go in motion right. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone to the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it. Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback. Now this incomplete, and I don't see any flags coming out. He was clearly in the pocket, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, he might be the best kicker the game's ever seen, and we've seen him hit from 66, which is the all-time record. But anything 60-plus, that's a very low percentage kick. Don't tell him he doesn't believe it, but this one winds up no good.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Back to throw, Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And they'll send the slot in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Watson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Third and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Watson now to throw. Touchdown, Browns! Jerry Jeudy from 4 yards out. And the Browns have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. Watson and that Browns offense going to stay out there, and they'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And that is caught for the 2 points. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get in the end zone, but then, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost. So
it does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep this confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch?
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Watson.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
To throw is Watson. This is caught. Touchdown!
Deshaun Watson on target to David Njoku. And the Browns will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2.
They're going to try and run. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
87 yards, the official distance on the kickoff return. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score.
Tucker with the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Cleveland offense making their way out.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
3rd quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10.
Rolling to his left. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And all the way down to the 26. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
And they'll run the end around here with Judy. And that one never got off the ground. He's going to be stopped up well behind the line of scrimmage.
Chubb will get the call running left. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play.
And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Now it's Watson.
He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he is going to have the Browns first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. This is Ford.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got it. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Here's Watson. Being chased out left. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
The touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A short throw caught by Andrews. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he fights through one man. And he's got some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That's caught. It's Flowers. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Open man, that's Henry. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. Now it's Jackson. Finds his man over the middle. It's likely. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Powers through, and he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. 2nd down, goal to go. In motion right is Aguilar. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. 3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. To throw is Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. What a Super Bowl this has been, and the biggest play comes now. It's 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Ravens are an extra point away from taking the lead in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish.
Here comes a reverse.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
So now it's Watson and the Browns.
Down 31-30. A minute 45 to play. A field goal wins the Super Bowl, but work to do here on 1st and 10.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Watson. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he is going to have the Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Watson.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
To throw, Watson. Room to maneuver at the 35.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now Watson.
And this is caught. He hits more. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line.
What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. Watson to throw. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
Watson and that Browns offense going to stay out there, and they'll go for 2.
The Browns will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. So the inability there to get the 2-point conversion sort of leaves the door at least a little bit more ajar.
It puts the onus now on the kickoff team and the defense to make sure they don't give up a big play that puts them in position to lose.
Especially on this kickoff. Got to be careful. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
This is 1st and 10. Now Jackson.
And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Here comes 2nd down. Jackson to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
One last shot for Jackson.
That is caught. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. And how about this? The dog pound gets the crown. The Cleveland Browns are the Super Bowl champs. For the victors, getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
Commissioner Goodell making the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy to the Cleveland Browns, champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will conclude our coverage this year on EA Sports. I want to thank my partner, Charles Davis, for another incredible season together in the booth. Till the fall, folks, Brandon Gaudin saying good night from New Orleans.